Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, biggest gob in sport. Just waiting for Dennis to click in. Uh, Waiting for you to click in. Just waiting for you to click in, Dennis. And here he is. You all right? You there, mate? You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. You're over in Jersey. How's weather?
Oh, it's been beautiful. Let's see if I can show you. Look, that's my view today.
Not bad, eh?
We do all right. Don't we? Not bad for a lad from Strad in
How,
Sheffield.
how's boxing treating you this week, Dennis?
Um, as per the 30 odd years I've been in it, a bit of a roller coaster. Some shy, some promising stuff. But one thing I were blessed with is tenacity to a fault, I suppose. But some people that have packed in with some kicks in the bollocks that I've had, I suppose. But I've had some big eyes on it, and I'm still building. We've got some good kids. We've signed. We've our next show at Liverpool. What we're doing, our new partner Stephen Vaughan is a cracker. The two fights there, which are Conor Butler versus Matt Windle for the European and Commonwealth title, and then the chief support is Ryan Farag versus Marcel Braithwaite. Two cracking fights, proper sort of like 50-50, both kids, both fights where both kids are coming to win.
Yeah. So you're busy then?
Yeah. Still keep doing my ticket deals like you keep telling me I do. And keep pushing ahead. And, we're knocking on the door on one or two bits. We've got BBC iPlayer taking this one live again. So it's the same one we've done with them. They really enjoyed the first one we did on our newest venture with them. So let's see where it gets to.
All them years later, and they finally got it off at line, Dennis, eh?
Yeah. But hopefully, it's going to build up into something a lot bigger. But it's a great platform, isn't it? The BBC, it's a institution. It's worldwide recognised. So when you mention BBC, people sit up and take notice. So let's see where we get to with it.
Yeah. You were the last guy to put a show on BBC, weren't you?
Professional, yes. Clinton Woods versus Rico Hoy for the vacant IBF Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Absolute barnstormer. Clinton stopped Rico Hoy, I think, in the 5th or 6th round. Or was it 7th round? Might have been 7th round, actually. And what a fight. The kid, we're undefeated, but that was Clinton's best performance. That's when we were all at our best. We just lost our dear friend Neil Port, and it was as though he were in there helping him. It were a fantastic event.
Yeah. Well, you're back in with BBC, Ron, so you might be able to pull a rabbit out of that. You never know, do you?
You never know. You never know. One thing that is for sure that I'm not like I haven't been just predictable. So who knows? Who knows where we can get to?
Yeah. Max, what's happening?
Oh, how long did it take you to get onto Max?
I just want to know what's happening with him.
What's your nickname for Max, Russ?
Well, you changed it to Hercules from Breadcrumb, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you think Hercules suits him a bit better, Ron?
Depends which Hercules we're talking about, but
I'm on about him that crushes them big boulders, is that Hercules or something
Well,
like
it
that?
might be, might not. I don't think he's there yet, but he's a good lad, Mike. So I like him as a person. I know I only met him through you. I think he's a proper decent person. I know you've been slating him a little bit for his what's happening with his boxing prowess or whatever. He needs to get his weight down, and you're questioning some of his interviews, I believe. But let us see. Let us see.
His interview, what, when he said he's 3-0, an amateur, 11-1 white collar, and that Spotty Frank offered him a deal and it wasn't right for him. The Matchroom on BBTV on Chris's channel, Peter's friend. What, my phone's
Right.
I mean, hopefully,
I thought you were his agent, Russ. Anyway,
listen, hopefully Max has done that because he wants to get his son out there, and that's got to be his excuse. Because if it ain't, well, I can't have that.
well, I would say
I can't have
that's
whoppers like that around me.
I'd say that's definitely why he's done it. But you know,
Well, hopefully he's done it because he wants to get his Senate mix and get people talking about him. Because that's why I think he's done it.
Yeah. So,
Right.
so yeah, I would suggest that. So,
all right. Well, moving on from one heavyweight prospect to the people at the top of the table. Tyson Fury in Australia in negotiations to fight Dempsey McKean. Tony Sims's fighter, Eddie's fighter in Australia, and Usyk Dabar, who's just got pinged about by a soft old cruiserweight.
yeah,
Are we getting the fights we want here? Where are we heading with this? And Dylan White, Joshua in mix. I mean, they're gatekeepers now, them two, aren't they? Now they haven't got a belt, have they?
No.
Where are we heading with this? All this heavyweight talk is great, this and that. What is this? What is this serving up here?
Well, the momentum were quite good, weren't it? You know, when Usyk, Joshua, and Joshua 2, and then Tyson Fury with a Deontay Wilder, it were all buzzing. But as much as the momentum we're building, now it's falling away because they're not the fights that we all want to see, are they? So I don't want to see them because they don't mean a lot. You know, the events will be good, the build up and stuff like that, and you know, the bit of theatre is great. I love all that. But at the end of the day, I mean, Tyson, I don't know how many times he wants to fight now. Joshua, I don't know, he's the same. How many more fights does he want to be in? Because he's lost his mojo, and I think you know, he's looking for trainers, but he's going with cheerleaders. For me, so you know, if you're serious, like I keep saying, you go with somebody like Peter Fury to bring the best out. If you're serious, if you want to dig deep, if you want to get the eye of the tiger bite. But for me, they don't. He's earned a lot of money, so has he got this soft underbelly now? I think he probably has because that's what he's showing because of the trainers he's picking.
He's a bad guy though, does it? Just because he's becoming a bit more human.
Well, who says that world champs aren't human? Of course they are, but he doesn't mean to say that he's serious about. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just think he's either in it for the wrong reasons now, or you know, as fans, he's in it for the wrong reasons because I don't think he's truly 100% there mentally to be a world champion again. And there's only certain people in this country who can bring it out of you. And he's kidding to himself with picking the trainers what he's picking. He'd have been better off staying with Robert McCracken, and at least you've got a decent fella who's real. And you know, he's maybe not going to improve Joshua much, but he's certainly not just going to be a back slapper, is he? So I don't know. I think he's playing at it, and I think he needs either to take a bit of time out, or he needs to go for it big style and fight a Deontay or a Tyson Fury. and then depending on how he fares, go into management and business, and he's achieved so much. So like I said, they're missing out, and the starving us of the big events. And win or lose, Joshua versus Fury is a massive event in this country. So get it on.
Dennis, how's it got to the stage where fighters from this country that have plied the trade all their life and wanting to go to Saudi? Isn't there enough money here for them? I mean, where are we going with this here now? Hey, this Saudi thing. What? I mean, they're throwing people off buildings and all sorts, beheading people. What? How low can we go here taking this money?
Sounds like Hyde Park in Sheffield.
Well,
it's all about money. It's all about money, because it's not just them, Russ. It's the people around them, and they all want a piece of that cake because they see a golden goose and they want to milk it. So it's not necessarily just them who's getting the big bucks. It's the people around them who are.
There's too many cooks, isn't there, spoiling the broth, isn't there, here?
Well, you know, when I was promoting Ricky, it was just like all of a sudden there were certain people involved, and they all started thinking that they were important, and they wanted their piece of glory and the piece of the cake, and it becomes a little more difficult to handle, and eventually, as you know, they went behind my back. His dad went behind my back, and did the Mayweather deal.
Pound Note Ray.
Pound Note Ray. But it's a shame, because I had a great relationship with him, with Ray, Carol, Matthew, obviously Ricky, and he's still my pal, Ricky, and Matthew is. But I can never forgive Ray for what he did. And I think it was the beginning of the end, and obviously it affected Ricky and Ray's relationship, because you know, it's no secret to what went off. But you know, I don't want to get into that, because that's personal between Ricky and Ray. But I know what he did with me, and it weren't honourable. And it's a shame, because, like I say, I got on great with Carol as well as Ray. And when he were thinking about his health, when he was struggling in the early days, when they come with me, he couldn't handle the pressure after leaving Frank, and I kept his bit of sanity, I think. Well, I thought I did, and I looked after his well-being and educated him a little bit how we could make things work, and the matches that we could go for, and establish Ricky in America. And that's what we did, and it took him to that next level, and he was a superstar. But I never wanted to do the Mayweather fight at that time. And
you only did 4 fights with Ricky, didn't you?
4 fights, 4 world titles, 4 different world titles. So, you know, that probably, well, and if you speak to Ricky, the most successful part of Ricky's career was when he was with me.
Yeah. My mate bought a carpet off Pound Note Ray.
Did he do free fitting and underlay with it?
No.
No.
Charged him.
Did he get a good deal?
Decent deal though on carpet, but not on underlay.
Really?
Ray,
well,
sort your prices out, Pound Note Ray.
Pound Note Ray. Yeah, I've got some stories about Pound Note Ray.
Anyway. You're going to save them for the book, Ron?
I'll save them for the book when I get time to write it, yeah.
The White Rhino, Dennis, is he on a charge?
Is what?
Is he on a charge, the White Rhino?
David Attenborough. I'm like the David Attenborough, trying to point him in the right direction, the White Rhino. Yeah, I think, you know, he's looking for a big fight, and we've got to get something done sooner rather than later, because, you know, otherwise he's just going to wither on the vine. You can't keep fighting these, you know, lesser quality kids and just tick over and have, you know, 6 rounders. He wants to be in a 10, 12 round international, or, you know, high marquee fights, and that's what we're looking for at this moment.
What about Chisora?
I'd like to do that. And but it's getting a platform to pay the money that Derek had won. But Chisora would be a great fight. Him and Dave.
How can he command that sort of money, though? I mean, they're saying, that he's wanting $500,000 to fight Dave Allen, but how can he command that with 13 losses?
Well, people tune in. People tune in to watch him. So,
well, is he a freak show now and not a boxer then?
I don't know. I think it's the old theatre what he brings. And the one thing that he would do, he stands his ground, and he's never he's not a runner, and he's brave. And look, it's not how long ago is it since he fought Usyk?
I don't know, 18 months, is it something, 2 years or something, a couple of years.
And how bad or good were he against Usyk? He did a lot better. He did a decent job with Usyk. He were better than
Dennis, come on. You're not trying to big him up now as something left in tank. We're going back a few years. He didn't win 3 rounds. Come on.
All right, let me ask you this, Big Russ. I can't hardly see you with your suntan. I can only see your teeth. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put my sunglasses on. Oh, put me off my dinner. Anyway, so tell me this.
Go on.
Did Derek Chisora fare better than Anthony Joshua against Usyk?
No, I don't think he did. No.
I do, especially the first fight.
No, I don't think Joshua did better than Chisora in both of them. I do, honestly.
That's what I've just said. I think Chisora did better than Joshua, especially the first fight.
No, I mean, Chisora didn't do better than Joshua. Joshua did better than Chisora, I thought. I didn't think Chisora's performance. I thought Usyk played with him, to be honest. He was smiling all the way through it.
Well, I thought he did all right.
And this is like Mozart, Usyk. Have you seen what he does in there?
Oh, it's class. I love Usyk, and it's as though he's got other gears.
Yeah, you know what? When they put it on him, he puts it on them. He fires back, doesn't it? It's like he's waiting and playing with them. Do you know what it reminds me of, Dennis? You know what, a Pete Roy Jones?
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Pete Roy Jones where they're just practicing their art. Enjoy it while we can, because when his reflex is gone, he'll go like Roy Jones did, won't he? I mean, you got the best of Roy Jones, didn't you, with Clinton?
Yes. I tend to agree with you.
You think?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. It's not very often we agree, but I'm agreeing with you, Russell.
But what?
Come on, it'll get boring this if I keep agreeing with you.
All right. So it looks like Fabio Wardley against Adelaide, but they're going to have an interim fight. Is that fair on Dave Allen? He's ready to go now.
Would the board accept Dave Allen?
Well, it looks like they're having an interim. Wardley's going to have an interim and Adelaide, and then they're going to get at it. But why not Wardley Allen now?
Well, I've reached out for him, so let's see if they're going to take it.
So is somebody pressing board for some clarification on this or what?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
Oh, well, at least you know what you're doing now, Dennis.
Oh, one second. Stay there, Russ. Stay there. Frank Smith's just texted me there.
Does he? Spotty Frank Eubank.
Yes.
Or is he signing Max?
He says, can I sign Max? What sort of, during the transfer window, which is coming up in August, can you do a player swap? They want to sign Max.
Yeah.
What if they rung you up and wanted to sign you up, Russ?
The second answer a bit off.
No, but if they said we want you as part of our punditry team, we want to build you're a character. We want to build that character a bit like at home with the Osbournes. We want to make a series out of you.
Out of me, yeah. Not on DAZN, not while Eddie Earn's there.
Why what's up with Eddie? I feel you used to be in love with Eddie. You are two-faced, Russ.
What, when he had frauds?
Yeah, you were pals with him then, weren't you? Well, yeah. Come on, spit it out.
I thought he was all
Come
right.
on, put them teeth away. Put them in jar.
Eddie's all right, isn't it? Listen, he showed a different side on it last few weeks. You know, with that when he come out with about Scott when he tried to help Scott with Fitzgerald who were struggling with drugs and that. And I thought
Okay.
I thought that were nice of him. That a nice touch. That. Do you know what I mean? He's in jail for it, seeing it now, and he's gonna have it tough on him. I don't know if he's got other charges or what. I don't want to get involved in that, but I hope that he finds a way through. You know, it's tough in it for him. But Fabio Wardley, if he fights Adelaide and Dave Allen misses out, who are you going to get for Dave Allen, Dennis, if you can't get Chisora? Solomon Dakras.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but we might look in the States.
I'm sure you could get him. What about getting him over to on Sky or something?
Well, we're looking, Russ. We're looking, and obviously can't divulge
Take the Jack Massey
everything.
fight, wouldn't he? Dave Allen would fight Jack Massey in a heartbeat.
I think it'd be a good fight. I mean, you saw Jack, didn't you, the other day?
I seen him. Yeah, he seemed all right. Dennis.
He's a likable lad, isn't he? Likable lad.
Yeah, he spoke highly of you.
Did he really? Well, he should do actually, because I helped him achieve a bit of history. But you know, like one or two have done in the past, not very grateful, and not wanting to be honourable. Him and his managers, but you know, we will see how that is resolved. So he's with your pal, anyhow, Joe G.
Joe's all right, and he's trust trainer, isn't he, Dennis? Really, isn't he?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Joe, and no wrong in that with that thing, so not a problem. No, Jack's Jack. Found him out, and we'll see where we get to.
Dennis, you know you love the old gun and holster, don't you, at the courtrooms, don't you? You love all that showdown stuff, don't you?
No, I just like to see if we can get somebody who's pulled a stroke to comeuppance, and there's been one or two, and it shouldn't be. That's what kills the game, when people are dishonourable, and it's full of them. There's some good people in boxing, but there's plenty of dishonourable people. If everybody were okay, you'd have nothing to talk about. So you won't have a channel, but it will always continue where people don't do the right thing, and people like you call people out. You obviously go over the top because with some people, but there is a lot of schmucks in this business, and without blowing my trumpet, I'm self-made. Nobody threw money at me. I've gambled. I've rolled the dice more times than probably any of them with my own money. And I've achieved quite a bit as regards getting kids to titles. And going back to Jack, I gambled, and I got Steve Crump to gamble with me, and we achieved the ultimate for him. We won a world title, but you know, his first fight with me were IBF European. Got him rated number 6. Didn't want to take the final eliminator against Mustanak, the Polish kid. Could have been fighting directly then for the IBF. But anyway, and then I got him the rated number 46, got him the vacant IBO title. So, you know, it's a fantastic night. And I thought, yes, we're going to have a great journey now. We'll put him in some cracking fights. I'd spoke to Sky, and then they went behind my back and were trying to do deals behind my back after I'd paid to get him where he were. So when you make an investment, Russ, what do you make an investment for?
To get a return.
Yeah, so it's simple. So what do they want to do? They want you to invest, and the typical OPM people want to play with other people's money. And I'm afraid, Jack, you're the same. And whether you want to play the innocent, you've allowed your manager, and you and your manager have played with my money to get you up there and don't want to give me a return on my investment. So give me a return on my investment and I'll shake your hand and go the other way. But, you know, you don't want to. So we'll see where it gets to.
Would you be willing to work with Adrian Mowell to get Dave Allen against Jack Massey on Dennis on Sky?
Maybe. Look, I work with anybody if it suits, if it's for the welfare and the benefit of the kid, if it's the right thing. But you know, I'm sometimes I'm like a snooker player. I think 2 or 3 shots in front, and you have to. So you know, I've always tried to look at plan A, plan B, and that's how I work.
Dennis, how many people have we seen, right, who thought they were going to have one over on you, and you've said this is what's going to happen, and I've gone, no, it won't, and it has, hasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't get it right every time, Russ, but
sometimes.
But I'd say I'm smarter than the average. I'm smarter than the average, and that's sometimes all you need to be, because if I won everything I did in life, would be boring anyway, wouldn't it? So I take a gamble, and I've gambled and I've won quite a few times, but I don't win on everything.
It's hard to find a Clinton, isn't it, from day one to end, isn't it, these days? Do you think?
Yeah, but even at the end, he went a bit jettled, didn't he? And but he's obviously can't see. It's quite appropriate, his name. He can't see the forest for the trees sometimes, and since he's left, and all them, using that word again, backslappers who wouldn't have ever wanted to know Clinton, who only hang about with him because he was a world champion and he got a bit of profile and he got a bit of glory on the back of him. And I got him there. But even he's got a little bit of a short memory. But without me, he would never have got to be a world title champion. The big, like Barry once said it to me, Frank, he wouldn't have got the opportunities I got him. But it was like my little brother, and I did the best. And I know I repeat myself, but you know, some kids get a bit ungrateful. But on my CV, obviously as well as Clinton's, because he did the fighting, but like it could have been fine for a central area or an English or a British title, but took him all the way. But on my CV, I got somebody, an ungamely, unlikely lad, all the way.
He didn't have an English belt though, then, did they? Didn't have an
no, but I'm just using it as a.
Oh yeah, as an excuse.
You know, like a
he did well though, Clinton, didn't he? Did well. What a career, Dennis.
Fantastic, and I'm proud to have been there all the way through, right to the end with him.
World champion over 3 years, Dennis.
Amazing. A great journey, tinged with little bits of sadness in it, but pushed us on to achieve, and we stuck together. And it was just towards the end, he just lost his ear a bit, but made sure his welfare were okay, health wise. Kept paying for his private health care, I think 3 or 4 years after he retired, and looked after him on a few things, didn't financially, and pointed him in the right direction. And that's why you look at somebody like Robin Reid, who were arguably a lot bigger name, he's not financially secure like Clinton Woods is. And I take a lot of credit for helping Clinton to be financially secure.
Yeah, but Clinton had a longer reign as a world champion than Robin, didn't he?
But it wasn't as big a name.
Because he went to the Olympics and won a medal on that, yeah.
Yeah, and then he were in some, look at, they were at WBC and he fought Calzaghe and did he fight Woodall? Did he fight?
Crotch, Lacey, all them, didn't he? Yeah, but he lost against all of them except McGee, didn't he?
Yeah, but he went over, did he go to, was it Italy where he won the world title?
No, yellow.
Yeah, so, he went away.
Body shot.
When Clinton won all his big name fights, I'd won the maneuvered. For example, the Ricky Hoy, I won the purse bid for that fight, and no, so I paid for it to come here. Who else would have done that?
Yeah.
I did it. I did it on numerous times with him. paid to get him these opportunities. And you know, in the early days, I never took a penny in percentages, and never took my full percentage out of Clinton as a manager anyway. And when I got questioned once about it, it really, really, really upset me, and it took a little bit of a spice out of sweetness out of that journey, and even to this day, it has done. But you know, I look at the positive and I go, wow, what a job I did with him.
Yeah.
Everybody in boxing knows what a job I did with Clinton, and nobody else could have done the job. We were a good team, but I know it. And then to get questioned was, you know, so many years later about certain things were a disgrace, absolute disgrace. In my eyes, unforgivable.
Mates sometimes have a pint and settle the differences in end, don't they, Dennis?
Well, we've gone on different paths with different kind of people anyway, aren't we? I mean, I'm an achiever, and I'm always looking to create things, and I proved time and time again what I did with Clinton wasn't a fluke. I took kids who weren't supposed to get anywhere near a world title. You know, I know this conversation stemmed from you, Jack Massey, but he was probably the latest one to win a world title. But you know, I've done it more than once, and you know, hopefully I can do it again and again. While ever I've got the appetite to stay in this game, I'll always be trying to achieve the pinnacle, winning world title or winning meaningful titles, and seeing how far we can go with whatever kid I'm working with.
Yeah. Have you heard out from pal?
All right, Rose. Yeah. She's left me, Rose. No, I don't hold any grudges with little Ross. He's a funny little character, and end of the day, got ball to get in the ring, so you got to admire him. You know, wasn't the most talented kid, but we ended up winning a Commonwealth title, and I got him a WBO against, I think would it a flyweight or superfly that title.
All these WBO Europeans and IBF Europeans, why do you invent them with these bodies? Eh?
But what I'm saying is, when Clinton beat that kid, when Ross beat that kid, I remember Clinton saying to me, "That's fattest flyweight I've ever seen." and it went down with a jab.
What of Ross?
And Ross was like, he didn't realise he'd put him down.
We're a fixed fight then, is
no, but the kid had got a padded record, and he were very, very limited, and he got nothing about him, and he shouldn't have been. I don't know where he got his record from, but obviously,
we're limited. Ross or other kids or both.
Other kid was more limited than Ross.
Than Ross was. All right. Oh well.
Leave that Ross alone, poor little bugger.
Do you remember?
He'll come and get you.
Do you remember when he ran over Tommy Frank's cat, but he didn't actually hit it, but he went over it, but he didn't hit it, but he had an heart attack and died?
No.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Tommy Frank told me that. Poor Tommy Frank. Poor cat.
No.
I mean, Ross, how could you? Going around showing your new car off. You cat's heart attacks.
He likes his bling, old Ross, doesn't he, and his material things, doesn't
he? Mr. Saturday Night.
Yep, the material thing.
Material.
Pal. So, what else is happening, Ross? What you been up to? What you been up to?
I've been doing some training this morning. I did that run this morning, and
yeah, I seen that video. You looked as though you were puffing a bit today.
I was, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, you looked as though you were carrying a trailer behind you.
I was.
You what?
My Achilles is hurting me. I don't know if I'm running it right trainers, but I struggled this morning.
Yeah, you looked as though you were running on the spot there. You looked like you were paddling water, Russ.
Well, when you've got some old deer running by you, Dennis.
Well, you'd probably still run by me at the moment, but I'd be all right for about 10 yards. I'd beat the other 10 yards.
Yeah, get sweat on over 90 minutes, walk most of it. But I enjoy it.
Well, I was in the gym yesterday, knocking bag about again. So me another comeback. So
you're making out you're not coming back, are you, Ron, again?
Baby, I'm back.
You're coming back. Oh God, Ross might come back. Is Filky coming back?
Baby, come back. Do, 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 do.
Hey.
Baby, come back.
Do, 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 do. Have you had a couple tonight, Ron?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm gonna have a chill out tonight. I've been watching the football, the playoff final. I thought it was worst championship final ever.
Hey, what about Wednesdays?
Come on, Wednesday. So I'll be heading over to London tomorrow in preparation for our big day on Monday. Hopefully we can beat the Tykes and get into the championships. But they beat us twice this season, so they're our bogey team.
I bet you and AJ had to be scraped off at ceiling when that penalty went in, didn't you, on your text messages?
In this hotel next door, I bet all punters all guessed thought somebody had been done in Bath.
Yeah.
I was screaming. But anyway, it's nice.
They played out the skin, didn't they, Dennis? They played out the skin, didn't they?
They do. It's nice to have a bit of passion in your life, don't it, Russ? Something to believe in. And Sheffield Wednesday's my team. Who's your team?
Liverpool.
Escape to victory. Did you play for them?
Yeah, I went net. Hatch.
Escape to victory.
Slides to low play goal, didn't it?
Did you ever see that war film, The Wooden Horse?
No, I didn't know. No.
That was where they were digging out at concentration camp. That'd have been you. You'd have been in horse.
I was watching a film earlier. Watching The Roaring Twenties, James Cagney earlier.
Oh, class.
Yeah.
Top of the world, man. I'm on the top of the world, man.
Oh, that's why I eat. That's why I eat, Dennis. That.
Well, yeah, I know it is, but I'm just saying.
Your dad told me to get them. He said, "Oh, I watched them, and I got box set, but I never got a chance to watch it."
You know what? We've got a big 65-inch bar here next door, and I put it on the other day in black and white. I put Laurel Nardi on, and I put a bit of James Cagney on, and I thought I just had the volume turned down, but I mean, I'd have turned it up, but there were people next door. But I love them old movies.
Well, you fetched up on them, weren't you?
Yeah, and you think about all the characters that were about at them times when I was watching them, and it brings things like that back. So yeah, it's not nostalgic, innit? It's nostalgia, isn't it, Russ? What do you say with Last of the Mohicans?
Yeah, you Last of the Mohicans. You've just got to create memories, haven't you? But I'll tell you a film that I always remember watching as a kid, and it used to be Monday night film at BBC, and it was always on 3 or 4 times a year, and it was called Richard Burton.
Benner.
Where Eagles Dare, Richard Burton.
Oh, brilliant.
Richard Burton. Make me and my brother sit up for that. I'd be like, oh, not that again. And
fantastic.
It's a classic, isn't it? Where they're going up at the beginning and that. So
yeah, fantastic film, yeah. Donald Pleasance, Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood were in it. There were some quality actors in that. I think James Garner from Rockford Files, he were in it. There were some great actors in that. I can't remember. I can see one of them. There were some great actors in that. Right. I can see some of them now. Brilliant.
Okay.
And The Great Escape, that were a good one, weren't it? The Great Escape.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen.
Brilliant. Great films then, weren't they?
Yeah. Old school.
They don't make them like they used to, Russ. Just like us.
Go on. I'll see you. Take care. Have a great weekend. What's left of it. Peace
Love to you and family, Russ.
See you,
Look
mate.
after them babies.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, love. Bye.
Bye. There you go. And that's it, really. But don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video on social media on your WhatsApp. And anybody interested in a property or becoming a promoter for Welcome Estates, pokecorner@mail.com. Get in touch and I'll explain how it works. Peace out.